Okay, so we were discussing about the binary phase shift keying binary frequency shift keying technique. Okay, frequency shift keying technique, wherein uh, we are going to transmit two symbols, that is symbol 1 and symbol 0. So each symbol is associated with a particular signal. Say for example, symbol 1, it is associated with S1 of t carrying the frequency F1. So symbol 0 is represented as S2 of t. What is the frequency? The frequency is F2. And S1 and S2 are expressed in terms of basis functions as follows. Okay, so once we are successful in expressing the signal with respect to basis functions, then we can write the vector representation. From vector representation, we can plot the points. So the first signal is represented as a point shown here, which is nothing but the message point M1. This represents the symbol 1, and the message point M2 represents the symbol 0. Okay, so for calculating the probability of error and for the receiver to decide which symbol has been transmitted, we need to have a decision boundary, so that any received signal or received signal point falls in one side of the boundary, say in the region Z1, then when the receiver can say message M1 has been transmitted. Similarly for this side also, what the convention we are following is, this message point M1, it represents the symbol 1. Message point M2 represents the symbol 0. Say for example, if a received signal falls in the region Z1, region Z1 means the region which is below this bisector line. Okay, below this line, if at all the received signal point falls, then the receiver decides that okay, message 1 might be transmitted. Similarly, if the received signal falls in the region Z2 above the bisector or to the left side of the bisector, then the receiver will decide symbol 0 has been transmitted. So this is the logic behind. And then if the received signal point, or if at all any point, if it happens to lie in the region Z1, any point happens to lie in the region Z1, then what is the nature of the coordinates? Okay, whenever we consider any signal point in the region Z1, okay, what does region Z1 belongs to? Region Z1 corresponds to message 1. Okay, that you should remember. Region Z1 means message 1. Region Z2 means message 0. Okay, now for the time being, let us assume that a signal point we have received, plotted, and if it happens to be in this particular region, then the first coordinate of the signal point is greater than the second coordinate of the signal point, and vice versa. When the signal point falls in the region Z2, in this region, if you check the point, the coordinate or the first coordinate of the point is less than the second coordinate of the point. So whatever I have told, it has been clearly written over here. If the received signal point, just only observe this, if the received signal point falls in the region Z1, then it decides in favor of symbol 1, that we know. But this happens when x1 is greater than x2, means region 1, it means x1 is greater than x2. What are this x1 and x2? They are the coordinates of the received signal point x, or in other words, you can write x1 minus x2 greater than 0. Same thing happens for the thing which whenever the signal falls in the region Z2. In the region Z2, okay, for the coordinates of the points are related as follows: x1 less than x2 or x1 minus x2 less than 0. Now, since x1 and x2 both are random variables, okay, then when you subtract the two random variables, you will also get another random quantity, x1 and x2, which has been written over here. What are this? These are the coordinates of the received signal point, right? Okay, so these two are random in nature. hence the subtracted value, okay, x1 minus x2 is also a random quantity. Okay, so let L represents, capital L represents the random quantity L, or in other words, mathematically to be said, let us define a new random variable L which has the sample value L. A random variable should always be written in terms of capital letters. The value of the random variable should be written in terms of small letters. So whenever you are using the random variable word, that should be associated with capital letters. Okay, now this is a case L. Okay, now in the exam you may directly write this particular statement. So what is this statement? This statement says as follows: the mean of, since L is any random variable, L is a random variable which depends upon x1 and x2. What are we doing is E of L given x1 or L given x1, it should be stated as follows. What does this mean is, let us assume that symbol 1 has been transmitted. Okay, symbol 1 has been transmitted. We are receiving the signal. Signal points are x1 and x2. Subtract, you are going to get L. L is a random quantity. So we know that which signal has been transmitted. So that is the condition that has been written. So then what do you mean by E of L given 1? This means that the mean of the random variable L when given the symbol 1 has been transmitted, it is equal to root EB. Similarly, when you transmit 0, what are you calculating? You transmit 0. Again, you will receive a signal. Okay, what is the signal? The signal is again called as x of t only. Signal, received signal, it should be called as x of t only. So then what are the two coordinates, x1 and x2? Then the value of L here again the same here because of the typing mistake it has been copy pasted. What we are supposed to understand is when the symbol 0 was transmitted. When the symbol 0 was transmitted. Okay, so when symbol 0 was transmitted, here you should make a I am very sorry, we should make a small correction here. You can only tell what needs to be corrected. E of L given what you are supposed to write 0. So wherever 1 is there, you are supposed to write it as 0. Okay, so what does this statement says? The mean of L when symbol 0 was transmitted is minus root EB. That is what we need to do a change. Okay, so with this in mind, okay, I have corrected the mistake. The mistake has been corrected. Here you are supposed to write it as 0. So that editing I had done, that's why I have paused the sharing for a while. Okay, so now what do you mean by this particular expression? So this expression indicates that the mean of the random variable L under 0 transmission is minus root EB. So how we were able to obtain this has been told in the previous class. So what I suggest to you is you can directly write this particular statement. It is very easy to remember also. Okay, you can calculate this, that is not a big thing, but what I suggest is you can directly write this statement. Given the symbol 1 which has been transmitted, you can directly write E of L given 1 is equal to root EB. Okay, this is symbol 0 under transmission. What is the mean of L? It is minus root EB. Once you practice, that would come to you. Okay, then what would be the variance? Similarly, you need to calculate the variance under both conditions. Means variance of L when during symbol 1 transmission, variance of L during symbol 0 transmission, both are equal and is equal to N naught. So what is this N naught? It is nothing but a quantity or a constant which is related to the noise. Remember, you are having the noise, random noise. Noise has power spectral density. What do you mean by power spectral density? Frequency versus amplitude graph. The amplitude of the power spectral density curve, okay, power spectral density curve is n naught divided by 2. Okay, so that is a constant. Okay, variance of L is a constant and is given by n naught divided by 2. You can calculate, you can do the derivation like this and you can obtain n naught. So three things to remember in this slide. One is the L and the mean when symbol 1 has been transmitted, the mean when symbol 0 has been transmitted, and the variance. These three lines should be properly written. Then we need to calculate the probability of error. So remember, while obtaining the expression for the probability of error, many times I am saying you should have the probability density function. We are going to calculate the error probability based on probability density functions only. So let us consider that particular thing. Okay, the first formula which has been written, this is for recalling. Okay, let us not currently concentrate on this. We will concentrate on this particular statement. What we are doing, you analyze, we need to find out the probability of the error. So yes, we will try to find out the probability of error. So now what we will do is, okay, let us have this equation. Suppose 0 has been transmitted. You know which symbol has been transmitted. 0 has to be transmitted. Okay, when does the error occur? When the error will occur, I transmit 0. Receiver wrongly recognizes the transmitted signal as 1. Then the error will happen. So we will derive that particular case. So symbol 0 has been transmitted. Now what we will do is, anyhow in the previous slide we have calculated mean and variance for the random variable L. So we will choose that particular random variable L. So now what am I writing is, I am writing the conditional probability density function for L. So you may ask, how does this L will help in obtaining the probability of error? You will come to know in the further equations. So now what am I writing? Conditional probability density function. What is the condition? 0. What is PDF? PDF is used to obtain, just observe, obtain the probability of error. That is why we are writing the formula of the conditional probability density function. Okay. Since all random variables are Gaussian, the conditional probability density function could be extracted from the module 2 also. You can, with the knowledge you can extract, but remember this formula. Any probability density function for the random variable which are Gaussian in nature is having this type of formula. So fx of x, where x is the random variable and the value of the random variable is small x. This is capital X and this is small x. It is equal to 1 divided by root of 2 pi sigma square exponential minus x minus mu whole square divided by 2 sigma square. What is this mu? Mu is the mean and sigma square is the variance. Okay, this is the formula for conditional probability density function for a random variable x. Okay, here we know condition is 0. This is a just PDF. This is conditional PDF. Okay, conditional PDF means you need to calculate the mean of this random variable L under this particular condition. You need to calculate the mean, the variance of the random variable under this condition. So therefore, in the previous slide, we have taken two conditions, symbol 0 and symbol 1. Over here, which we will consider, you can only tell. What is the condition? Symbol 0 has been transmitted. So therefore, we will consider this. So the mean of the random variable under symbol 0 transmission is what? Minus root EV. And what is the variance? For both transmissions, the variance is constant, that is N naught. So therefore, substitute the expressions, you are going to get this term FL of L given 0. Okay, what is this? This is the conditional PDF. But what I want is the probability of error. Now, just we need to calculate the probability of error. Wait. So how will we calculate the probability of error? By integrating the FL of L given 0. Means integrating the PDF. Now, when the probability of error happens, or when exactly the error happens, what is that event which causes the error? So that I will explain to you. Remember what is the condition? Condition is 0 sent. 0 has been transmitted. Now, whenever 0 has been, please hear carefully, when 0 has been transmitted, ideally, where the signal point should lie, it should lie in region Z2. But because of the noise, okay, the received signal falls in the region Z1. This is the region Z1. I repeat, we have transmitted symbol 0. Ideally, the received signal should fall over here in the region Z2. But because of the noise, the received signal happens to fall in the region Z1. So what is the characteristic of the region Z1? The characteristic of the region Z1 is, just observe, region Z1 characteristic is x1 minus x2 greater than 0. Okay, x1 minus x2 greater than 0. So what do you mean by x1 minus x2? It is L. So L greater than 0. Now I repeat the entire sequence. What am I telling? I repeat the entire sequence. You transmit symbol 0. Now an event has happened, that is because of the noise, the received signal fell in the region M1. Okay, how the received signal fell in the region Z1. Why this has happened? Because of the noise. I repeat, the received signal, it okay, you can join. Those who have unlocked, they can join. I have unlocked the meeting. Okay, yes. Okay, for those who have missed, the video would be uploaded in the YouTube. Those who have missed, they can again have a review of the same videos. Okay, this would be uploaded very shortly. So therefore, those who are missed the videos, they can observe in the YouTube. Okay, so let me continue. Let me continue from where I have stopped. Okay, network issues, it is very difficult to solve from my side. I will try my level best. Okay, yeah. So now, where were we? Is we were at a particular analyzing a particular sequence. What was the sequence? Is the errors. Okay. So what happened? I transmitted symbol 0. Because of the noise, the received signal fell in the region M1. So this is the event. Now the receiver obviously decides that it will tell it will say a wrong decision, because received signal point fell in Z1. So receiver wrongly decides, or receiver commits an error. Okay. So therefore, when what is the nature of region Z1? X1 minus x2 greater than 0, or L greater than 0. So now when exactly an error happens? Error happens when the value of L is greater than 0. Under what condition? 0 sent. Remember, whenever the 0 has been sent, you need to calculate the value of L. So the L it should be obviously what is the exact value of L, it should be less than 0. But because of the error, the L is greater than 0. So that event I am going to calculate. So this will help me in obtaining the error probability. So this line is very short, but you need to understand it carefully. So what is L? L, what do you mean by L? L is nothing but the difference between x1 and x2. Okay, so whenever the received signal point falls in the region Z1, L will be greater than 0. Okay, L is greater than 0. Why am I taking this particular event? Because whenever you need to calculate the error probability, error happens when 0 is being sent. When 0 is being sent, when exactly the error may happen? When the received signal falls in the region Z1. So what is that condition saying? Signal point falling in Z1, that is L greater than 0. Therefore, what you do, how to evaluate this probability? So this probability would be evaluated by integrating the FL of 0 greater than 0. Just observe, greater than 0. So give the limits for L from 0 to infinity. Okay, then rest of the things are just substitution. So just observe 0 to infinity, it has been substituted. Then you can only tell, put Z is equal to L plus root EB by 2 N naught. Do the substitution for the integration. Okay, once I will give the notes of this very shortly. Okay, then you can easily analyze, because this calculation is very easy. So now expressing this in terms of error complement function, you are having PE of 0. Similarly, you calculate the error probability under symbol 1 transmission. Finally, you calculate the average error probability. So these values are just simple calculations. Okay, up to equation 30. Okay, the very important thing is you are supposed to understand this. Okay, so what was the sequence? You transmitted 0, but the received transmitted 0. Ideally, it should fall in Z2. But what happened? Because of the noise, the received signal fell in the region Z1. This is nothing but an error. Okay, so why it is an error? If the received signal point falls in Z1, the receiver will say message 1 has been transmitted, but you know that 0 has been transmitted, so therefore there would be an error. So now you need to calculate an error event. So what is the error event? Received signal falling in the region Z1. What is the actual characteristic of region Z1? X1 greater than X2. What is X1 greater than X2? X1 minus X2 greater than 0. What is X1 minus X2? It is L. So therefore L greater than 0 is the event. The value of L should be greater than 0. Then what happens? Then you are going to evaluate the integral, and finally you are going to get the probability of error. Okay. Okay. With this, let me stop today's class. We will continue the today's class. We'll continue the class in the next session or in the tomorrow's class. Okay.